people, hello, it is Randy for Thunderhorse Descendant. I'm here today with project number 3 from the Bargain Bead Box. We're working on our Bargain Bead Box projects. One project at a time, here we are. So we have project 3 today, a little patina painting and some other things. So let's get down to the bat, get this party started. All right, my party people, here we are on the mat. This is our project 3 design. So I'm gonna get my beads out here. And, oh, okay. It looks like we have 2, we can make 2. So we got that going for us, all right. I was able to find a little citrine stone in my stash for our next projects. Remember, I had added that. There we go. All right, so let's pull these beads out of here. Okay, so this is what we're looking like. So we are going to be doing a little patina painting. I have emerald and seafoam pearl. We're gonna, I'll probably whip up both of the toggle clasps here while we're painting. And then looks like we're going to do a little flower wire wrap and just doing a little bracelet. And then these were for the earrings. So let's get on into it. Get this out of my way. Let's just get on into it. Let's do a little zoom. Get our beads ready. By the way, Thunderhorse Descendant is a working studio, so if you hear some things going on, that's just work happening. Don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. Let's get our other one out as well to do a little paint on that guy. Alrighty. So, you know, I have my book here. So since I have my book, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to paint on top of it because, you know, it's not like it much matters. Since I paint all my books anyways. I'm going to have to paint another book soon because I'm running out of pages. Okay, so we're going to talk about patina paints. So first and foremost, let me say this. Patina paints are no longer being created, first of all. But if you have some running around the house, great. Use these. I'm using seafoam pearl and emerald. These were originally made by Ranger. These are from the vintage line, okay? So if you do not have patina paints, they have a new thing they call ultimate paints, and you can get those on the vintage website. Let me see if this needs a poke. Needs a poke. You can get those on the vintage website. You can also find them around, you know, on Amazon and things of that nature. Maybe sellers who are still have some in stock. It's kind of, you might have to do a little Google search if you wanted to find the original patina paints. TF used to sell them. They've since sold out of all of their patina paints, so they no longer have any. Ooh. There we go. But the moral of the story is that patina paints are a metal paint and they're quick drying paint. Now, like I said, they have this new deal, the ultimate paints. The ultimate paints are a little bit different formula. They're not as fast drying as patina But that does give you a little more work time, and in my personal opinion, the ones I've tried, they're not as pigmented. You can build them up over time, you know, build them up over layers and stuff, and they will become as pigmented, but that's just my personal opinions, allegedly. So, many people who have not been involved in the patina painting before, they always ask, like, do you have to seal it? You do not have to seal it. You can, but you don't have to, okay? All right, so let's get you guys in there so you can see. I gotta get a little napkin and we'll be right back. All right, so let's start here. And I think I'll go with the dark. Now I'm going to paint over the whole thing. You do not have to do this. I am going to use a sanding block to take some of the paint off once it's dry. Right now, I'm just going to paint over the whole thing. Okay, I'm also going to add a little pearl to this, the pearl green, once I get it all covered. So that's that one for now. Little dab will do ya. A little bit of this stuff goes a long way. You're not using any water unless you want to make it less pigmented. That is completely up to you. Okay. Ooh. Now, since this is a finding, some of this paint is going to wear off over time just because it's rubbing metal on metal. Now, I don't care about that because the way that I am going to sand it is going to make it look like it's already worn. That's part of the gig. But I'm just letting you know. Okay. Now I'm going to come in with my little pearls on this one. And it's going to do some dabbing. Right? Let's give it a little bit of a 3D action here. This does not have to be perfect. As I said, we are going to take some of the color off to make it look like it's worn anyway, once it's dry. Okay, I do have a little smidge extra paint. We do have to do the backs of these. They're not quite dry yet, so I'm going to give it a little minute. And in the interim, I think I do have, I thought I saw, I brought some stuff up here that needed to be painted yesterday. I thought I did. Maybe I'm losing it. Totally possible. Well, if I did, I don't see him now. All right, let's do the backs of these. Alrighty. So like I said, these do not have to be perfectly painted because we're going to sand them off anyways. This is basically dry. Let's put that over there. I got to find my little sanding block here. Now this little sanding block, let me zoom you out while those are drying. This little sanding block is, you can get one of these at the Dollar Tree. I get like a sanding block and I cut it in half. You can use a vintage sanding block or maybe even a nail file with the 4 sides. It's completely up to you. This one has a little bit more of a rough sandpaper and takes off more paint. I use that because I'm impatient, as you guys know. I don't like to wait. So these guys are almost completely dry. We'll give them a little more time here to dry up. They're pretty well dry already. All right, so while we're waiting for that, I'm just gonna switch over and we're gonna take a look at doing up our little flowers real quick while we're waiting for those. Okay, so on the bracelet, there's 3 flowers. And we're just going to wire wrap these. We're gonna wire wrap these now. The other day I showed online how you can utilize a filigree or a fireball. Okay, a fireball or a bead cap of some kind, any kind of bead cap that you have, really. Okay, I got this little bead cap here. You just want to give it a little bit of dimension. So I do have these larger ones, but those are too big. I like to use the filigree ones. If you have a fireball you'd like to use, those are always cute because you can take them apart and use them for like the center part of the flower. But I think I'm just going to try to go this way for the time being. Those look pretty cute. Okay, so let me show you again. Basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your ball head pin. You're gonna put on the color you want in the middle. I think I'll just do mine all purple. I've got a few colors here. So I'm putting on a purple bead. Then you're gonna put your bead cap on. Now you're gonna put it on so the cup side is facing, like if this were like this, the cup side would be facing down, right? So it's cupping around that little bead. Then you're going to put your flower on through the front of the flower. And you're going to wind up with this. So we'll just get these ready. Okay. Now if you wanted to put one on the back of the flower, I think you could do that as well to give it a little dimension. And I already have them laying out here, so why not? It's a layering game. If you're doing this and you're like, I don't get it, it's a layering game. Okay? You want to give it dimension so it looks like a flower. So now what we're going to do, easy peasy, we're going to take our round nose plier and, whoa, we're going to throw it across the room, make sure it's durable. Okay, start with that. Then we're just going to do a link, like a regular wrap as we normally would. Just a regular wrap. Okay, wire wrap it. And these are just going to be strung on to the bracelet. So you can, this one I made like a regular average, just a drop, right? But if you want to get snazzy with it, because they're all going to be hanging, you could add extra wraps. Let me show you what I mean. Like here, right? So we're going to bend over the top. And look at all that neck that we have to fill in. So we're just going to start wrapping. Tuck your tails in. This tail is not wanting to wrap up very good, so I'm going to give it a little trim. There we go. And so now we have a different size, you see, for when they're going to be hanging on the bracelet. It's subtle, but it's there. So I'm doing a cluster, so I'm going to do this one also a shorter size. I like to wrap my flowers in threes, because then you have that one that goes up, one that goes down, one that goes to the front, right? You don't have one against your skin, like if it was a 4, if you were doing clusters of 4, because the way they're going to get pushed out when you bunch them up. So I like to do them in clusters of 3. You do whatever you think is best. That's how I like to do it. Okay, so these guys are ready to rock. Easy peasy. And aren't they the cutest little things? They're so cute. They're just like itty bitty flowers. I mean, obviously that was the goal. Oh, somebody over here is really professional and forgot to turn their notifications off on their phone. I know you could tell by how professional the hands look. All right, let's do this. We're coming back in with the painted leaves. Now here, this is up to you, okay? If you want to leave your leaves fully painted, be my guest. I like to make mine look a little worn, and I'll tell you why. Because then, when they actually do get worn, you can't really tell that they're not supposed to be that way. You know? So, there you go. We're going to take a little bit of the sandpaper, and we're just going to start. Let me find a side that's maybe not so crazy. taking off some of that paint. Okay, not a lot. Not a lot, just a little. See how that brings out the details? And the part of the leaf that's already there. Okay, maybe a little on the edge, you see? Maybe a little over here, a little over here, a little over here. Okay. Maybe a little bit more on this side. Who knows? Whatever you want to do. Here's the difference. This is the difference. See, and I quite enjoy that. So I'm going to do the other the same. First, starting off with the raised edges. The raised edges are really easy to get because, you know, they're raised. So they're going to, of course, come off real easy. And let's go here a little bit. I don't want to do the whole thing because then, you know, it's like, what? So I wanted to give it a little worn look. Do a little on the back, a little over here. All right. And then in the edge here, I think that looks nice. I'm going to kind of just taper it down a bit. Okay, so there's our leaves. Looking pretty snazzy, if you ask me. Then we also got to do a little bit on here, because it would look weird if you had a little bit on here and it was just fully painted. Just a smidge. Just a little smidge. Now, go like that. Here's the difference. Now, listen up. With this patina painting business, if you do too much or you do too little, don't worry. You can always fix it. If you do too much with the sanding, you can always go in and put new more paint. Patina paint paints right over the top of itself, no problem. If you do too little, a little more with the sanding block. It's pretty good out of 10. Let me dump this in the trash. All right. So now we have our flowers and we have our leaves. So you can tell I took a little more off of this one than that one. It's fine. I do like the way this one came off on the right here. I like that a little better than how I did on this side. It just is what it is. I'm going to go with that one though. Should I go with that one? Should I go with this one? I'll go with this one. All right, this one I'm putting in my other bracelet. And all we got to do now is string it up. All right, here we are all strung up. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to connect on my male part of my toggle. And I am going to add a couple of crystals here to the end so that it can get through the toggle okay. I'm thinking maybe like 3 might be enough. And then I'm going to add a little spacer bead to the end so I have something to come back through with the string. Put on my crimp tube. That's the wrong player. Let's see if I can't get this guy in there. There we go. All right. So I just want to make sure I have enough for him to go around because he is the bracelet after all. And I'm going to give him a crimp. And a trim. Yeah, it's got lots of room to move. There we are. Hey! Let's see how large it is. Oh. Okay, we've got a 7. That's what we want to see, an average 7. Right? Especially with a toggle where it's not adjustable. So, that's what she's looking like. And then here is the original design. I think it turned out really good. We're going to whip up the earrings here momentarily, but I think that is, let's zoom out a little. There we go. Looking pretty snazzy. So there we go. Ended up using a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15 of the purple beads, right? Strung my flowers in a crystal, in a cluster, not a crystal. So there we go. I'm quite happy with it. We're gonna whip up the earrings now. So according to our little plan, these should be quite easy. Okay. So with these, I am going to use some of the bead caps we used earlier for the bracelet ones, right? So they match. And I'm just going to get out a couple of, oh wait, why do we have 3? Aren't we supposed to have 4? Houston, why? What's going on with that count? Is there an extra one in here? Yeah, there's an extra one in here. I was like, wait a minute. There's an extra one in here. Okay, there we go. Alrighty. So, we're going to do the same the way we did the other one. So we're going to put crystal, upside down bead cap, flower, bead cap again. So we have our little flower. So I got a purple bead in that one. Okay, so that'll be for the other side. And then here's a darker purple. So now I would like to do a wire wrap on these, so I don't know if this is the way I want to go with this. So I'm just going to wrap these up, I think. Okay, and then I think I'll go with a little bit of wire. Go with a little 22 gauge course. And I'm just going to create a little wrap right here. I'm going to make it pretty small. Okay, that was a little smaller than I would like. If at first you don't succeed. I meant the loop. Make the loop a little bit smaller. I'll put that on my flower. Now I want to see if I could just wire wrap this into my chain. Oh yeah, it kind of got this little weird chain, but maybe it's still doable. So I wrap down and then back over the top to make sure I can plug up this little hole here. It's looking pretty good. And then I'm going to cut this chain. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. For the other side. I'm going to add a crystal on one of these. The bottom and the top. Go into the other end of the chain here. get these to hang right, I'm gonna have to cut one off. 1, 2. I was hoping it was gonna work, but I guess maybe not. That little piece of chain is being a pain in my butt, so I'm just going with chain on one side, I guess. Now, this would work if the chain you were using was not, this was like a, I don't know, some kind of design chain that had funny links. If it just had regular links, you'd probably be good to go. But I can only get it in on the one side, so I'm just going to put it on this one on chain and this one. Okay. Everything is falling. I'm going to put this one on there. Just regularly. And then this one on there. On this little piece. And that's how we're going to go. Do I have an earring wire? Earring wire. I've got a little kidney wire, but I don't think I'm going to use that right now. Okay, a little latch back. I don't love it. Okay, this whole chain thing is not working out for me. So, excuse me, I'm just going to remove it. There we go. That's better. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm quite happier with that than I was with the chain. The chain situation was just not working out. So there we go. That is what I got going on. They're very cute when they crisscross. When they're hanging with the bracelet. All right, I'll whip up the other one and I'll be right back. All right, guys, here we are, all done. Had a few beads left over. I think it's very cute, and we have enough beads to do a whole nother bracelet if we wanted to do two. So here's our finished product. I was quite happy with it. The earrings using the tubes. They're very cute the way they hang. And so here's the original design. You can't see. And the finished product. So I think we did pretty good. Alright guys, this has been Project 3. I hope you are enjoying these videos, and I'll get you some photos and stuff. If you are, please make sure to leave a like, make a comment, maybe join our Facebook group, do all the things. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.